Our first witness is the Honorable Guy Caruso, the Administrator for the U.S. Department of Energy Information Administration, known as EIA. The EIA is the energy within the DOE, Department of Energy, which will provide policy-independent data, forecasts, and analysis regarding energy. Mr. Caruso has more than 30 years' experience in the economic study of energy, with particular emphasis on topics related to energy markets, policy, and security. Today, Mr. Caruso will share with us the EIA's short-term energy forecast and why oil prices are so high. We look forward to your presentation and interpretations.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, and members of the committee. Thank you for this opportunity to discuss recent events in energy markets and the Energy Information Administration's latest short-term outlook, as well as our heating fuel price outlook. EIA produces objective, timely, and relevant data, projections, and analysis that are meant to assist policymakers and to help markets function efficiently and inform the public. Our views and outlook should be attributed to EIA only and not to the Department of Energy or the administration. My testimony draws from our November short-term energy outlook, which was released last Tuesday, and this outlook gives projections for world oil markets and U.S. energy markets through the end of 2008, including the prices, projections, consumption, and expenditures for heating fuels as they are projected. These projections reflect weather forecasts from the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration and household heating characteristics from EIA's Residential Energy Consumption Survey. As I review our outlook for prices and expenditures, I must stress that the heating bills for individual households are highly dependent on local weather, the market size and efficiency of the house, and the behavioral characteristic, as you mentioned in your opening statement, and such things as the equipment being used in the individual homes. On average, households heating primarily with natural gas are expected to spend about $87 or 11% more this winter in fuel expenditures than last winter. However, households heating primarily with heating oil are expected to pay an average of $375 or 26% more. Households heating primarily with propane are expected to pay an average of $273 more or 20% more. Finally, households heating primarily with electricity are expected to pay an average of $22 or 3% more. There are some significant regional differences in the use of various heating fuels, and the written testimony contains much more detail with respect to the regional cost throughout our country. Nationwide, about 58% of all households use natural gas as their primary heating fuel, and these average expenditures are expected to be up 11% due to higher prices and also higher and expected higher temperatures this year compared with last. In the Midwest, nearly 80% of all households rely on natural gas, and they are expected to have a 12% increase in average expenditures. Regionally, the increase in expenditures for households relying primarily on heating oil ranges from 24% in the West to 30% in the South. However, only 7% of households nationally rely on heating oil. In the Northeast, 32% of households do, and there the expected increase in expenditures will be 25%. Of course, these projections are highly dependent on the actual weather that occurs. Colder or warmer weather than predicted by NOAA in key regions of the country would have a significant impact on prices and consumption of heating fuels. Uncertainty in world oil markets could also be a major factor in the price of heating oil, with the most impact on the northeastern region of the nation. Turning to energy markets in general, as we all know, oil prices have risen sharply this year and are likely to remain high through 2008. We are expecting the price of the West Texas Intermediate crude, which is traded on the New York Mercantile Exchange, to increase from an average annual price of $66 in 2006 to $71 per barrel in 2007 to nearly $80 in 2008. A number of factors are driving these prices, including strong economic growth worldwide, production decisions by members of OPEC, moderate supply growth in non-OPEC nations, low spare productive capacity in OPEC, tight inventories, refinery bottlenecks, and ongoing geopolitical concerns. On the other hand, natural gas markets have softened. U.S. inventories reached an all-time high on November 2nd of this year. In addition, key regions using natural gas for heating had warmer than normal weather to begin the fourth quarter of this year. Natural gas production continues to increase, particularly in the lower 48 onshore region, and LNG imports are expected to exceed last year's level by about 40%. The Henry Hub spot price of natural gas is expected to rise from the October average of nearly $7 per thousand cubic feet to about $8 for the full year of 2008. Madam Chairwoman, this completes my oral testimony. I'd be glad to answer any questions that you or any other members of the committee may have as we proceed. Thank you very much.